Pandas, 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 pandas. Welcome to the stream. It's good to be back. It's good to be back for good. Coming back from my vacation. Welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Today is Whiskey Wednesday. Let's get that like count up to let people know that we are back streaming every single day to the end of the year. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Make sure you guys fill out that poll. Giesman, Giesen, Imam, thanks for joining. Thanks for becoming a panda. Appreciate your support. David Hickman, thank you, thank you. Kevin Mack, good morning. Drop a GM in the chat. Mixel, good morning. Carl Herman, good morning. Let's go, baby. Calvin K from Ukraine, welcome. Aaron Korn. Mixel from the Netherlands. From the Netherlands. Getting pandas all around the world. I didn't know pandas lived in the Netherlands. Speedy Boy, good morning. Mark, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Turtle Toes, Gilbert. Welcome to the Pan Fam. Good morning, guys. Turtle Toes. No, I think I said I'm going to be back by today. You are in the live stream, man. You are here. You are in the live stream. You found it, man. You found it. You're good to go. You're good to go. Do I have live stream after? Oh, no. This is it. Usually end around 10:45, 11 o'clock, between there. Sometimes go over a little bit 11 if I see a good setup. Welcome, guys. Welcome. It's good to be back. David Hickman, let's drink some whiskey. I don't know if we're going to reach the Whiskey Wednesday goal, but I'm going to have it up. I mean, the last time we crushed 250, 300 is the next, the next goal. Let's be consistently trying to get 250. That'd be nice. Ragbeer, good morning. Richard, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to be back, pandas. Today we do have news at 10 o'clock, so please be aware. We do have news at 10 o'clock. And the markets have been wild, I think. I think personally the markets have been pretty wild the last couple days. I mean, looking at the daily chart, what do we have here? We have this perfect bounce. Clear, not perfect bounce, a very clear bounce off of our trend line here. And let's see, maybe I can this is not attached. I should actually extend this. Let me do that so it doesn't keep moving around. I don't like when it moves around. If you guys know what I mean, if you have a this to the right, it kind of moves around depending on where you put your pivot. But if you have it to the already developed charts, then it won't move around. I just want to get it to touch. Let's get it to touch this. So we've had this trend line working here, this channel, and just had a very clear bounce. And notice, pandas, the 240 SMA, it hit it, bounced off of it. Not only that, bounced off of our trend line, and we're coming back down. And to me, this is still making lower highs, and what it seems like, it wants to make a lower low. It might seem crazy to you, but this pivot low is, in my opinion, the next target for those who are swing trading here. And to me, it just makes the most sense that we're going to try to aim for this low. Will we get there? I'm not sure. Right now, currently, we are in this box, and there could be some demand here. And this is the daily chart, by the way. I like to start with the daily chart to see, the last couple of days we have strong bear bars, and now we're having a pullback, and we might come back. I mean, we may come back to the 20 MA. That could be possible. And then may have one more leg down. This could be possible. I'm not sure. I'm not sure right now. But looking at this, right now we are finding ourselves having a pullback in this demand area. And who knows? We could bounce off this demand. The only reason why I don't feel like we will is because we just bounced so clearly off this trend line. When resistance acts as resistance, to me, that is a good sign that most likely we will continue to, that we'll respect it. So, with that being said, today could be a pullback. We already broke the previous day's high. We could have a nice pullback back to the 20 MA, maybe a full-blown reversal V bottom. I don't know. That could be possible. Anything could really happen in the market. But right now what's happening is we are having a pullback, and we are above the previous day's low, which is here on the intraday chart. You can see here clearly with the blue line. This is 2000 tick chart. By the way, if you want to know what time frame I'm looking at, you can look at the top left of your screen. David Hickman asks, how do you get that middle line to appear? Open or create a channel, go to properties, and if you go to the bottom, you see this configuration called levels. You can set a 50% level and save as default if you want it to be there all the time. Let's see if we can map this out here clearly. 2000 tick chart, 10,000 tick chart here, and we do have a gap here, but we're pretty far from it. I'm not sure if we're going to fill it, and we're clearly above the 20 MA. Break a trend to new high. This includes the overnight session and also yesterday's price action. Right now we are above the previous day's high and still have a gap here. Could just have a strong uptrend day today. Could be possible. Let's try to make this a little more inclusive for these points here. We could find ourselves having support here. Market's about to open in 4 minutes. And good morning, good morning. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. We do have Whiskey Wednesday today. We do have news at 10 o'clock as well. So are we gonna have a lot of movement until then? Not sure. Not sure. Today, I don't know, what can I say? I mean, we already have a pullback. My opinion, pandas, is on the daily chart, most likely, such a move down, we are looking for at least one more leg down. Now, will this leg break the previous pivot? I'm not sure. But in my opinion, we should have one more leg down. That doesn't mean that this can't keep going up higher, you know, before we make the next pivot. But in my opinion, we should make one more leg down with such a strong move like this. And I don't know how it's going to happen, but I do feel like we probably will get one more leg down. Not sure if it's going to happen today, you know, creating an outside bar reversal on the daily, or, you know, tomorrow. So today could just be a nice bull move, or could just be a kind of a mixed day today, just a strong bull move, and then comes back down and we break, you know, the previous day's low kind of situation. Jameson says, Panda, it's been a while since I was on stream. Well, there's probably a reason for that. It's because I've been on break until today. So welcome back. Daily making a comeback? I don't know. I really feel like there should be one more push down on the daily chart. To me, it's the most probable things. Brad Wolf thinks we're going to rally soon. Brad Wolf is a smart dude, so if he says we're gonna rally soon, we could rally soon. That could be possible. We did fill this gap here, an Albrook's type gap. You know, this has been filled, and I'm seeing this now as like a demand area. So we could bounce off here. If these lows don't get, you know, if this low doesn't get broken, then obviously we can bounce. But I feel like we need one more leg down with such a strong move off of resistance. One more leg down makes sense to me. The strong move up, you're thinking one more leg up, and it does happen sooner or later. One more leg up, actually a couple of legs up, right? But such a strong move, you're thinking some follow through, in my opinion. Hugh says, I had to search other ES streamers to fill the void you left. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, we are back. We do have a second entry long here about 1 minute before market opens. I'm not interested in this second entry long. I'm not interested in any trade right now. It's just too close to market open. And we're going to just let this ride. Right now, we do inside here have this break a trend to new high, 2 legs up. And this could be a reversal spot coming back down to our trend line, and it could come back to the previous day's high. So it's a little tricky trade to go long here, in my opinion. Also, signal bar doesn't look good, and we could have a reversal here. But I'm going to sit on my pause. The reversal, most likely, if it does reverse, will happen at market open, and I'm just going to stay away from it for now. Okay, market just opened. A lot of volatility usually around market open, and the reversal does happen at market open. It's enough, not enough to give you a scalp yet. Okay. Pops up. It's getting a little sketchy here. I'll be sweating right now if I was in this short trade. I'll definitely be sweating now. Could be a breaker trend to new low here created already. Okay, you just got stopped out if you went short there, and this is why I don't trade near the open. Way too choppy, way too almost too many doji bars. Too many small bodies. We do have a gap still, right? On the 2000 tick chart, we have a gap, and we have a really big gap on the 5-minute chart. Gap on the 5-minute chart, regular trading hours only. 10,000 tick chart. Showing a trap trade here after break a trend new high on this channel. Ooh, big push down. Big push down. Probably come back to our trend line here. Very tricky. Very tricky. Imagine you went short here, gets stopped out, then it goes the way you thought it was going to go. Only after stopping you out. It's very tricky right there, in my opinion. This does come down. It creates this trading range here. Small trading range. The trap fails on a 10,000 tick chart. Might trigger a reversal here at the opening. Mm-hmm. 10,000 tick chart. What I mean by that is the trap triggers and reverses, and then failed traps typically lead to big reversals. Failed traps on the higher time frames. Good thing to fade. Or not fade, really. It's a good thing to enter, but fade the direction of the trap, let's say. The original trap. Okay, coming back to our trend line here that we have multiple hits on. Can maybe adjust this a little bit. Capture the bodies here. No setup for me whatsoever though. Remember, there is news at 10 o'clock, so we could be choppy until then. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. It's been a while since I've streamed. I've been on break for our last couple days, really a week and a half, and it's good to be back. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, and really excited to be here, and yeah, excited to be with the community again. Missed you guys. But with these small like breaks I take, typically it takes a while for like the engine to start back up, to get rolling again with the momentum. But if you guys scalp that like button, it helps out the stream out a lot, especially when I take a break, because it lets other traders know, especially those who've been following for a long time, that we are back on stream, because not everyone, you know, marks their calendars for the day I come back. Not that many people are that serious about this, you know what I mean? We do have another push down, a lower high setup coming into our trend line, coming to our channel here. Just all too confusing. Still very choppy in my opinion. This price action is not a price action I like, right? Multiple dojis in a row. Even though we are going downwards, I don't like all these dojis. I don't like the fact that we're creating so much overlap in the candles. Regardless of the setup at this point, it doesn't really matter how many leg counts we have, because when you're choppy, the leg counts are pretty much obsolete. T2, T2. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Missed you guys a lot. Wayne Big Noel, welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Santa Claus Rally or Santa Claus Valley? Which one will it be, pandas? Let me put a poll up for you guys. You guys think me bull trend day today? It could be tricky. I'm just really gonna wait for news, but let me see what you guys think. We have a trap trade setting up here. Do I like it? Do I like this trap trade to push us down further? I actually kind of do, but I'm gonna let it play out. Still very choppy, very overlapping price action, and I think the overlapping price action will continue until we can find some space between our candles here. We don't have much space between our candles. I think I'm gonna work on an indicator that's gonna calculate the space, right? The distance, the average distance we go from the previous break of the previous candle's extreme. I think I'm gonna make an indicator that tries to find that, finds the average of that. So it's like, you know, if their average is like less than a scalp of all the previous breaks of the last like 14 bars or something, 10 bars, then it's kind of like, well, why would I want to enter? It seems like we're in a limit order market rather than a stop order market. It'd be like a limit order, stop order, like price action indicator. I don't know, something like that. I hope that makes sense, right? Because for scalping, you enter with stop orders and you need the candles to go a certain distance. So I think I'm gonna work on an indicator that basically calculates on average the distance between, right, basically for every like reversal, which is when we break a previous candle's, I don't know, reversal or break a previous candle's extremes. I don't know which one I want to do. Maybe I'll do both. With this indicator, I can create both. So I don't know. Let's see. But I hope that makes sense, right? At least it doesn't make sense to me. You want to enter a market where you have enough distance on average from the previous, like with candles breaking the previous extremes, candles extremes. You want it to be more than a scalp, at least. Right now, it's been less than a scalp. All these breaks making me feel like this is just too overlapping. It'd be like a chop indicator. Okay, see this trap fails. Pushing up here. Coming back into our channel here. I can include this. It's still fair game here. Still fair play. We got a second entry long on the 10,000 tick chart. Looks quite nice actually. The second entry long. Very nice signal bar on 10,000 tick. 10,000 tick chart, right? Nice signal bar coming off the 20 MA, second entry long.
5-minute trap.
A, B, C. It's just a second entry long. Why didn't you alert me, you stupid indicator? Was there an alert for that 10,000 tick trap? Oh, I didn't turn it on. Oh, ow. That failed trap coming off of our support here. It's beautiful. Nice bounce up back into our trading range and the trading range indicator. Like I mentioned, it's so choppy. It's very hard to really find a trade here. You gotta break a trend to new low, and we do have news coming up. We're not taking that failed trap. Failed trap. I usually don't take failed trap trades, but obviously this one worked out. The thing about trading, it's kind of tricky because you have a lot of false positives, and so here you might store in your mind like, hey, this is a nice trade, right? A failed trap coming off support.
5-minute trap.
It could be a false positive. Like maybe it's not actually a really good trade. It works out this time, but then you store it like in your mind saying, oh, maybe that happens again. I'm going to enter it, and realize like it's actually, this is the more rare occurrence of this happening. But coming off of support, not bad. The 5-minute trap lady sounds like my Aunt Agnes. Is your Aunt Agnes, is she like the voice of like text to speech, automatic text to speech voice? I don't know. That's what I used. A lot of you guys think it's gonna be okay, that was my mistake. I should not have put that last option because you guys are just trolling. If you put lesson here, if anyone wants to stream, if you put a troll option, people will select the troll option. But really, it's an option saying I have no idea. Michael Chin is Santa Claus. It's actually the highest rated. If if that will, you know, if Michael Chin is Santa Claus, if that's the one that wins, then it's absolute evidence that he is Santa Claus.
10,000 tick
Because if
trap.
most people think so, then how can that be wrong? We're breaking down here, and now we're trapping on the 10,000 tick chart. Boy, oh boy, but we're above the 20 EMA on 10,000 tick. I think we have room to go down here, to be honest. I could be wrong. We'll just let this play out. I mean, we still have this trend line protecting us. And, boy, oh boy. Is this interesting? Got a double top here. It's the top of the channel. Double top in the middle of the channel. We could be trapping here, creating a trap trade, but beneath the 20 MA, near the bottom, bouncing off our trend line again. I just don't like these two strong bear bars in a row. I don't like that at all. Looking for maybe a new low here to break this low. Tricky, tricky. We are on a trend line as well. This trap could be decent. Quite confusing for me, to be honest. The only reason why I kind of want to enter this trade, well, a couple things. We're on our trend line, nice signal bar, and it's a trap trade actually, right? It's a third push up. I'm gonna sit on my pause here, really though. Confusing. Interesting. Huh. I'm not sure. This is close to me. It looks like it wants to go up. We are off our trend line. It makes sense. I just hate entering any trade on the wrong side of 20 MA. I just don't like it. Which makes me very bad at trading on trading ranges. Because trading ranges, you actually have to be very comfortable doing that. But I am just uncomfortable doing that. This actually ends up working out. Nice push up here. Maybe looking for a new high. Not sure. Maybe looking for a new high still. Coming off our trend line. Coming off our trading range as well. I think the biggest thing that stopped me really from entering was on the 10,000 tick chart. We actually have a trap that triggered. And yeah, that made it very tricky for me. Strong bull bar ending near its high. Hitting its head on resistance here, making a triple top. Will the triple top stand? Will it last? I have, well, looking at this reaction, I don't know. No follow through whatsoever on the strong bull bar. Look at this. How confusing is that? You do end up scalping out, but not much more than that.
5-minute trap.
And just imagine how annoyed you are if you like scalped out and you had a runner and your runner literally just gets stopped out right here and then it goes in reverses. How annoying is that for those who are holding that runner? This was a runner killer, that candle. Market was saying no risk-free trade for you. No free money for you. We're gonna take out that runner real quick. And some eager bulls are entering with limit orders there. You see how it bounces off of where you would enter if you bought with a stop order. News at 10 o'clock. The news is, let me pull it up for you guys. The news today is CB consumer confidence. It couldn't be a big mover. I'm not sure. The big mover I think is on Friday, where you have the core PCE price index. That's a big one. I think that one typically moves the markets very strong, and that's on Friday. Right, just a runner killer. Just kills your runner and then decides to blast off here. creating even a small little gap on the 2000 tick chart. Coming back to the top, right? This trend line is just being respected. It's absolutely respected right now. How many of you guys saw the World Cup? I'm actually so happy that Messi won. Finally wins a World Cup. Man, it's just like it had to be the last one. I mean, most likely he'll retire from here, but just had to be this one. It's amazing. James says, "As why did I just draw my why did I start here?" It's really because I have more information, right? Like it's for me same problem. I don't know where to begin my trend line, but we have a couple points here, and because we have more information, might as well use that information to draw this channel. So I wouldn't have known to draw this without this second pivot. So this pivot here is, really I could start this channel just on this pivot, if anything, and use it. And we could just be looking like this. But trading range indicator working like a charm, right? You're wondering, why is a trading range indicator saying that there's a trading range from like down here when we're looking like this? Like, why does it say that there's a trading range all the way up here possibly? Well, this is why, because we are in a trading range, and it comes up and touches right with right precision here, bounces off of it. Sheesh. Double trap on a 10,000 tick. Incredible. Double trap, 10,000 tick. What I mean by that? Goes and reverses, and then reverses again. This double trap. We could have a bull trend day today, if anything. But news in about 12 minutes, pandas. I think, this is looking pretty bullish. What can I say? I mean, this trend line, this channel here, it's, as Hans Demon says, speaks for itself. This trend line speaks for itself. This price action speaks for itself. A lot of you guys think we might have a rally by the end of the year. Okay. Well, let's see. I don't really care which way it goes. I just want it to go. I want some good volatility. Casey says, Panda, will Apex have 80% for Christmas? I don't think so. I think Apex kind of already did their holiday promo. And it came early. And I just don't think they will. If they do, that is a treat for you guys. But in my opinion, I feel like they already kind of like, they kind of already... lack of a better expression, blew their load on last week. Apex is making some huge strides though. I mean, I know some people who try to create their own prop firm, and they legit had to stop because they couldn't compete with Apex. They're just way too competitive. Way too competitive. So it's just, they're just way too, their deal is just way too good. And these other prop firms that might be popping up, they cannot compete. They just really cannot compete. And the older ones that have been around, like, they are being pushed, I think, to their limits. It's incredible. I mean, Apex really listens. And so that's why I like to use it. And honestly, I'll continue to use it as long as they provide a good product. And as long as they're reliable on their payouts. Like, for me, if you have a good product and you pay out, To me, and your business model makes sense. To me, that is all I need. We are pushing higher here, and I have no entries. No entries. What a nice trade here, though, right? Coming off our trend line, this could be a decent swing trade to have taken. Nice push up. We're gonna break the overnight highs, which is gonna be very soon, I think. T2. See, when you take out the trailing system, that actually I think will hurt their business model. You need the trailing system. You need it. You need to have it to prevent home run trades. You need to have it, right? In a sense, you want them to have it because you want to make it difficult for people to pass evaluations. You don't want to make it easy for people to get funded. That's going to be in long term. It's going to be hurtful for the company. What you want is actually a company that can be sustainable, and to do that, you need to have an evaluation that truly evaluates your trading. So. Try to make that new high. So for me, like, I actually don't mind the trailing because you want it to be very difficult for people to pass. And I know, I mean, it's not like I want it to be hard for you to be funded, but in a sense, that's better long term, right? It's better for the company as a whole because it's more sustainable. Casey says Apex won't let me trade news events. Yeah, they mentioned that in their PA accounts. But otherwise, you can trade it. It's just, you know, it doesn't. They don't make it so it's impossible for you to trade it. But if you do make like a big chunk of your money off of news event, they're gonna probably, they might ask you like, you know, what was your strategy? Like, what did you do, or was it just like a coin flip? So for evals, I don't think they'll stop you from evals. For PA accounts, that's in the agreement. For PA accounts, that you don't, you know, they'll call it like a windfall strategy. But I've had very extensive talks with Apex, and it makes sense for them. If you have a strategy for the news event, like it's my plan, but it ends up being my biggest win days. I think I honestly think it's fine. It's just you're gonna have to show like other trades along the way. It's like they're trying to prevent those people from who are just trying to trade a news event and then trade another news event and then just get lucky twice, right? And then they get paid out. You know, they want actual traders. So if you do trade a news event, but then you also have consistent trading along with that, and then it just happens that the news event it just happened to be like a part of your strategy that you took, you know, then I think you know, I think they would be reasonable, but that is up to their discretion. It's not mine. You know, I don't work for Apex, but I think if you show like, you know, they're gonna basically look at all your trading and they're gonna say like, hey, like, you know, you didn't trade at all, and the only trade you really took was this huge news event, and your other trades were just like micros. You know, then it's like very apparent what you're trying to do. But you know, if you're like trading and then like one of your trades just happens to be at the news event, then I think it's like, okay, that kind of makes sense, right? Like, especially if it aligns with your strategy. SW Blaze, welcome back. I wish says if you get lucky on the PA, I think they would. You know, you have to ask them, but I personally think if you show consistent trading, then even with a news event trade, I think they might have a clause in there that you're not supposed to trade like the actual news event itself. Like, I actually talked to them and I was like, you know, what if like you trade around news? Actually, sorry, Panis. I gotta take this. Be right back. Sorry about that, Pandas. Yeah, Daryl just called me with his lisp, and he has like a lispy kind of voice, and I actually never talked to Daryl. I spent more time talking to John, and yeah, I've had like in-depth conversation with him in terms of like just how do they detect these things, and I think it's it's good news. It's really good news that they are doing that kind of detection, because they want to obviously protect the company. The company is number one thing they want to protect, and I think yeah. So just trade, right? Just be a good trader, and if you happen to trade around news, like I mentioned, actually we do have news in about 30 seconds, and I mentioned like if you have like some sort of like price level that you want to trade, and it happens to be like 2 or 3 seconds after the news triggers, then I think for me it's more like you actually being in the trade during news, like right before the news hits, and then you kind of trade. That's kind of like where it gets a little tricky for PA counts. Eval counts, I don't think they care. There's way too many eval accounts for them to really analyze, in my opinion. All right, news just stopped. News just came out. Pushing up. Wasn't huge news. It could be. I mean, this could end up giving us a direction for the rest of the day here. But trading range indicator working like a charm, right? Top of the trading range to the bottom of the trading range, back to the top of the trading range, back to the bottom, and back to the top. I mean, tell me which indicator in the world can do this for you. I don't think any of them. It uses pure price action to identify these trading ranges. Alright, that was a news bar. It's not that much different than these bars over here. So even though there was news, the impact was not too great. It comes to the top, touches it perfectly. I think we're in a trading range. I have no idea. Pandas, I have no idea. Like, I don't know what's happening here. I feel like all right, we are pushing up here. Could be a strong push up. It really could be a strong push up. I mean, when you look at the higher time frames, we have been clearly above 20 EMA the entire day. Strong bull bar, triggering with a trap essentially here. This is a trap trade, and bouncing off the 20 EMA. 5 minute, we've just been floating in midair. The reason why I feel hesitant to say that we have a strong bull trend day today is because we have a huge gap here that needs to be filled, but maybe it won't be filled today. Maybe it won't be filled forever. Who knows? This could be the last gap that you see. The market, anything can really happen. If we finally are trying to make that new high, we got that break of trend to new high, and it's a double top right now. Perfect double top. And one more tick there, there's a new high. So we finally broke the overnight highs here. I don't know. Just be a strong bull trend day today. Could be possible. Not much telling me otherwise. Hugh says, I had 28 green days in a row and on one of my PA accounts, and then blew it all on a chance trade last week. Ooh, why did you do that? I guess you gotta ask yourself why I did that. I mean, I would feel dejected too, man. I mean, especially when you're on a roll and you're kind of getting to that tipping point, right? There's a certain point in time in trading. It's kind of like the market, you know. Typically, you don't just do V bottoms, right? It turns like the trend turns to the trading range, and the trading range sometimes continues or reverses, and you know, typically what happens is kind of like our trading like journey. You know, it's you sometimes go up, and then you like sometimes you go down, you lose money, and at a certain point in time, you start to trade break even. You know, you have some good days, and then you have some bad days. You kind of offset each other, and then at a certain point in time, you have more green days and red days. And then as before you know it, like, and it happens so like organically, like you end up just having, you just end up becoming a little you just become profitable. You know, you kind of start becoming profitable over time. For me, I think I'm hitting that tipping point, that cusp of from going from break-even trading to being profitable. I'm like in that limbo, and I'm trying to emerge from this as a beautiful panda butterfly. But we'll see. A profitable, beautiful panda butterfly. But we'll see. I really don't know. You know, the only real way you know if you're profitable or not, in fact, you just don't know if you're ever profitable. You'll never know. You never know. Because like Hugh said, you could have that one bad day that just reverses every single thing. I guess you can say you are profitable. You have been profitable, but I don't think you can say you will be profitable all the time. It's kind of like an uncertainty always. You could be a profitable trader, as in like looking back and seeing if you are, you know, green overall, then you're a profitable trader.
10,000 tick trap.
Yeah, to say, I don't know. You tell me, Pandas. I just feel like you can never really fully say you're a profitable trader because you just don't know the future, I guess. I don't know. Lesson learned on the stop. Moved in panic. High or low here. No real good trades for me whatsoever. I mean, I'm looking for second entry longs and just really haven't found any that I like. Nice bull bar here. Just first entry coming off of the 20 EMA. What I want to see, you know, to continue this bull move is, will this level here act as support? And might be acting as support. Really, if you look at it, the top of the trading range was a perfect hit off the support. Man, Hugh, I can't tell you how many times I've made that mistake. Killian, welcome to the chat. Hey y'all, Merry Christmas. Thank you for the good wishes here. We're gonna end this year strong. We're gonna try to stream every single day, every trading day at least. Should I stream on the observed Christmas day? Just stream, no charts. I just play video games.
10,000 tick trap.
I mean, we got a nice move up right now. Strong bull move, multiple bull bars, clear support on the higher time frames, right? The 10,000 tick chart, just the 20 EMA is powerful, right? Just such a strong support right now. 5-minute chart. This is actually concerning me, as in not thinking that we're not going to be a have a bull trend day today, but rather we're too far away from 20 EMA, and sooner or later we'll be exhausted and want to come back to it. Daily chart. I don't really see any clear levels here that are reachable, but who knows? Maybe one bar we get to 20 EMA today. It could be one of those days. Chris says, at what point on a PA count does a threshold go away after you hit profit goal? Actually, it's always in line with the trailing threshold. So once you can make as much money as a trailing threshold, then it becomes static threshold. For instance, if you have a 50K account and you have a $2,500 trailing threshold, the moment your account hits $2,600, your threshold turns to a static threshold at $50,100. And it kind of makes sense, right? Because as your threshold keeps going up, because you're making more money, at a certain point in time, your threshold will be at the level of the original account balance once you reach the amount of the threshold, the profit in profit. Hope that makes sense. HCal just says he needs to buy his son a PS5. Needs a quick scalp to buy it real quick. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I need to buy a car real quick. Let me get a quick swing trade here. This is like, it's just a I don't know, just like money grows on trees type situation. Just go and you just make money real quick and leave. Casey says, what if you withdraw on PA but end up losing account right after? Does it go through? No, it won't. They can only pull the money out if it's in there. So if you request it, and then once they approve it, they'll pull the money out of your account. Actually, they'll pull it out, so you can't lose it, and then you can trade regularly. So once they approve it, they'll pull the money out. So you'll see your balance just drop. I could buy a house real quick. Let me go max contracts real quick. Man, I have another PA account and an eval that's about to pass. Last week just shook me to my core. I was planning on a payout and everything with the one PA that I blew. You know what's really crazy? That's happened to me so many times, where like right before the payout, I blow the account. It's like, and the account is super healthy, and it's like, it's really like, it's way beyond like where it really needs to be, and like you blow the account for some reason. It's just crazy. That's happened to me a couple times. Richard says he needs to buy a Lambo exhaust kit from Pet Boys for his Prius. Needs to get another scalp. Well, let's get at least one setup here. I mean, I guess bullish, but doesn't mean we can't have pullback, and we also have a breaker trend to new high. But these channels that are so strong with these breaker trend to new highs, they're not necessarily as reliable. Usually on the short-term trend lines, they're more reliable. You know, the reversal patterns. But when the channels are this big, they're not as reliable. We're gonna get a second entry long here, pandas. Shall we join? Should we jump on the train here? Is it too late? Second entry long forming here, possibly giving us an entry. But we also have a break of trend on this channel to new high. Could be a reversal here, but I'm thinking pretty bullish right now. I mean, even though we are bullish, we are far away from certain key areas such as a 20 MA. Market's not even giving us a second entry long, so Cases Panda, have you ever had a problem? Yeah. Well, they changed the system. So before, what used to happen was you request a withdrawal, and then like 5 days later, they would pull the money out, which is kind of silly. Now with Deal, since they're using a third party called Deal that handles those transactions, when you request, I think the moment they approve it, they actually withdraw the money right away with Deal, and it kind of gets stored in Deal as a third party, and then that money gets released to you in like a couple days or something like that. So yeah, so now it's much better because they actually just take the money out, so to protect you from yourself. But before it used to be like that. So in that span of 5 days where you're just waiting for the money to withdraw, I have lost an account, which is super unfortunate. Like I had, obviously enough money to withdrew requests, and then lost it between the time of withdrawing the request and withdrawal. But now they don't have that chance or that scenario really anymore. Yeah, because that money's out. It's not in your account anymore. You can blow the account if you want it. Second entry long, still waiting here. No setup for me yet. I don't think I'm gonna get it now. It's making me
10,000 tick trap.
Makes me feel like we're not gonna even get that second entry, even though we had this strong, like this nice looking, like hammer looking candle. We don't even get a break of the previous candle's low here, and we don't even come to the 20 EMA. That's how strong the bull trend is right now. How strong this bull move is. In fact, we might even break the previous pivot high, which resets our count, so we can't even get our second entry long. Super annoying. We don't have any setups. Gilbert says, you profit trader says, I asked them before I bought anything if they allow trade copiers on their live funded accounts. They said yes. Now that I have 5 200K funded accounts with them, they said I can copy trades only manually. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I think that is a huge X. That's why you stick with Apex. Gilbert, come on, man. We might get our second entry long, actually. But now it looks weird. Now it looks like it had like a failed breakout. And now we're going to try to go long into a failed breakout, which is a little weird now. This makes me feel weird. Like this is starting to look weird, choppy, undesirable to trade. Price actions confusing. I don't know. Like if we got a second entry long here, it'd be floating kind of in midair. It doesn't seem like it would, I don't know, maybe get to the 20. Maybe if it does, I guess I need a good signal bar looking for a new high, but man, this looks weird. We do finally get the second pullback, pandas. This is the technical count here, A, B, C. And looking for a second entry long coming off the 20 MA perhaps. Shall we? Second entry long. A, B, C. Coming off the 20 MA. Strong uptrend.
Five-minute trap.
Attaching it to the indicator here. Coming off the 20 MA. Looking for a new high. Let's adjust our stops here. The stop is about 3 points. We're looking for 2 points here. Second entry long. Good signal bar off the 20 MA. Strong uptrend here. Let's hope we don't get bamboozled. It's not looking as good as I would like it to look. Scalps typically should be quick. This scalp is slow and getting choppy. Maybe looking for a higher low entry here, which I would probably double my entry if we get a higher low setup here. This could be hopefully a textbook second entry long, just on the uptrend. That's what we're looking for here. Looking for a new high also on this breakup trend. It looks good to me. Looks like we're gonna get there. High chance getting that scalp. I could be wrong. Looks ugly now. Spoke too soon.
5-minute trap.
Looks good to me. Looks good to me. Let's go, baby. First trade back after my break. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Getting that bamboo. Did you pay off your PS5? Did you get that new PS5? Higher low setup here. Goodness, what's happening? He says, top pick trading guys that Thomas Wade did a collab with. Had a shady situation too. A trader made a bunch of money and then top pick decided not to pay out. They said trader was being too risky. I guess that's like, yeah, that's the discretion. I think top pick trading, they were very, very cautious in terms of their rules for when you could trade. They allowed you to trade whenever, but I think they were using a lot more discretion in terms of
10,000 tick trap.
You know, categorizing if a trade is, you know, too much. PS5 check. All right, you got to get some controllers, some games. Let's get another scalp here. But I would say textbook second entry long. Break a trend. Looking for that new high. New high created now. Still clearly above the 20 MA. A lot of you guys said no off of that trade. And now you guys don't have new PS5s. Sorry. Higher low setup here. Not what I'm interested in. Notice how choppy we're getting now, Pandas. We're clearly above the 20 MA, but this is too choppy for me. And to me, chop means closer to 50-50. Right? You're getting closer and closer to 50-50. RBN says my first trade live was winner. That's a great feeling. Let's go, baby. It's nice. It's nice to be back. Getting very choppy here. I mean, if you want to keep going long here, you can technically keep buying and then come up break even if you feel like it's no longer a viable premise. Taylor says, I watched often, have never seen the whiskey challenge actually take place. Can you make an exception and lower to 150 likes? Honestly, it's pretty rare for the whiskey challenge to be hit, because every time it gets hit, I raise the bar. So the last time it was hit, it was at 250 likes, and even then it's difficult. So raising the bar when it's already difficult, this is why and that's why it's nice, because it's actually hard to get. If it's too easy, then it kind of takes away the I guess the joy of it. But what are we? We had 164 viewers, 71 likes. All right, you know what? Today's a holiday. It's holiday. You're welcome. Holiday. Let's do it. Whiskey challenge. Merry Christmas. If we can get to 200 likes, I will sip on some whiskey before the Christmas holiday with you guys. Casey says, Panda, I'm able to buy a house now. Probably one of those play houses. But man, those are expensive, man. How can you get 300 likes with only 160 viewers? Hey. Believe. Just believe. You're not believing hard enough. You're not scalping that like button hard enough. Just believe, and it will happen. We're at 76 likes. 77. It just keeps going up. It never goes down. No pullbacks here. Grinding, choppy. You notice the chop right away. Once you start seeing the outside bar starting to happen, the market's a little bit confused and it's starting to chop out here. What does this mean? It doesn't mean that we can't keep going up. It just means the market is confused, and it actually increases the chances of us continue or to go down, which doesn't mean that it's going to be more than 50%, but it's getting closer and closer to 50% as we keep going sideways here, which means confusion, right? Which means limit order market, right? You cannot have a candle that ends on the high like this and reverses like this without bears coming with limit orders. People, they're selling the close there. They sold the close right there. And they made their scalp and they got out. Yeah, Apex has a lot of backing. They actually work with T3, which is crazy. I mean, T3 is legit funding company. What's my thought on this one? Let's see. Such a strong, the higher time frames. I could barely even count that really as a break. what I think of this break. It's actually kind of difficult. I mean, 2000 tick chart, because the channel is so large, it's like this break here, I would have to really consider that in the higher time frames. And to me, it just seems like the uptrend is continuing. It's not really considering this as anything. Like, you're probably better off sticking with some short-term trend lines. Right now, we have this break of and then new high. But the thing is, on a strong uptrend, these break of trends to new highs, they don't mean anything. They almost don't mean anything. Like, you don't even want to trade the traps, because when you have this many pushes up, you just gotta join the trend. You gotta find entries to join the trend. So I'm really only looking for longs unless we have clear, a clear reversal. Like higher time frames, I needed to break underneath the 20 MA. The 5-minute chart, I mean, we're clear. I mean, the thing about the 5-minute chart is actually making me feel a little nervous here in terms of going long, because I think we're gonna come back down to the 20 MA sooner or later. 99%, like 99.99999% chance we're gonna come and sooner or later touch this 20 MA. Either the 20 MA will catch up to us or we'll come down to it. So it makes me a little hesitant to keep going long based off the 5-minute. But right now I have all eyes on going long. That's it. It's the only thing I'm thinking of. Even reversals, I won't even take a reversal, because when you have to break it, you'll constantly break trends and make new highs on these strong uptrends. And that's kind of a sign that you are in a strong uptrend. When you have breaker trends, new highs, and it continues to make new highs without any reversals. $81 likes, pandas. We're almost halfway there. Is it possible? Let's just say this. If everyone scalped that like button, we would have at least 160 likes. I mean, that to me, I feel like is undeniable. I think personally, if I think I'm going short, I need at least 2 pushes down on the higher time frames. You need 2 pushes down on the higher time frames. I will not take any reversal on the first entry. Or not really first entry, I used that wrong. On a first pullback, let's say. Oh wow, Apex has a customer service number. That's quite nice. I'm actually surprised. I had no idea, so thanks for that. Alex Odu says, does something a little strange to me. It makes sense, but at the same time counterproductive. What really helped me trade evals and even PAs with discipline is funding my live account and copying trades onto it. There's something about evals and PAs that messes with you psychologically, because you don't feel it's real and you can reset and retry. I understand that. I completely understand that. It makes sense, and I think that would work for some people. But also it feels counterproductive, because the whole point of the prop firm is so you don't lose your own money. And I guess it depends, right? If the psychology aspect of not losing real money is making your quality of your trading so bad that it's actually better for you to trade with real money and have that pain of losing real money to make it so you can trade better psychologically, then it's worth it for those people, I would say. They get me drunk today. Oh, you trade micros on the live account, and then you convert that, or you copy that to full-size minis. Interesting. I actually find that kind of interesting, because you're trading very small, but at the same time, the micros and the minis are not one-to-one. You know what? I mean, psychologically, if you're struggling, that's not a bad idea, because you're not losing that much money. we are moving up, but no entries for me in this move up. So regardless of having a move up, to me, there's just no entries. So to me, it might as well have not done anything, in my opinion, at least for my trading. Like, very rarely will I just start buying, and expect this to happen. Like, this is not the typical thing to happen. And so, you know, 9 out of 10 times you will fail if you try to do that. But today it works out for you. So kudos for those who were able to partake in this. It shows you the strength of the bulls right now. It's just unbelievable. Daily chart, we might come back to the 20 May. Maybe take a couple days. We do have a trap trade really at the top of this channel, in my opinion, that I feel like is quite accurate. And I feel like we could have a bounce here. I'm definitely not going long here into the top of this channel. It feels exhaustive on the 5-minute chart. I can't even chart it on the 5-minute chart. It doesn't. There's no way for me to really even chart this other than maybe this consolidation here, and then a push up. And I really don't have any other pivots to really use. Oh, we have a gap here, huh? Okay, this gap makes sense to fill today on the 5-minute chart. Could be a target for us. If you want to know what the level of this gap is, this is a 5-minute chart gap, 39.27. Strong bull bar on the 5-minute, right? Always in long on the 5-minute chart. People will buy even this bar, and it's a strong bear bar. They'll buy the bottom of that bear bar. They will buy the close. If it keeps going down, they will wait for a nice bull bar to find a reversal, come up break even. But notice their stop loss will be huge, 30-point stop loss around probably. Casey says, Panda, what do you think of Apex 30% rule? I don't know what that is. Got 92 likes, Pandas. We're inching our way up. Getting closer and closer. This will be the last Whiskey Wednesday before Christmas. And then we'll have one more for 2022. I mean, what a year 2022 has been. Janus Saints just got a new. He needed a new graphics card, so he got a quick scalp. I don't know what the 30% rule is. The 30% rule says that your biggest win on PA can't be more than 30% of the month. Oh, that's a new rule for Apex. That's new. That has to be new. No, I don't get it. Okay, I see. You can't have one win on your PA account that is more than 30% of your total profit of all your other trades. So like, even if you had like, you know, a $5,000 trade and then another $5,000 trade, that's actually two trades that are basically neck to neck, 100% each. So yeah, well, actually that'd be 50% then of your. So like, let's say like your biggest trade is like, let's just say, make it easy. What's he? Oh, $3,000. Let's just say it's $3,000. And in total, you have one trade that made you $3,000. But in total for the entire month, you only made $9,000. So that means that one trade was too big. right? So your the rest of the trading that you did was not enough to kind of, does that make sense? I guess. Oh, that's earned to trade. Apex implemented 2 guys. Okay, I see. Only on funded accounts. So yeah, that means like if you have one trade that made like $3,000, but the rest of your trading for the rest of the month did not equate to at least 10,000, then um then they're saying that that's I guess you can't withdraw with that. I don't know how long that's been there, and I don't know really if how wait, is that what it is? Okay, yeah. I think that's what it is. I don't know how long that rule's been there. If that's a new thing, then that's news to me. I didn't know. I don't want to create false information, so if we can verify that, that'd be great. Very hard to go long here, in my opinion. This is very hard for me to go long here. What can I say? Huh. Very hard for me to go long here. It's like grinding on top of these channels here. And it's hard for me to go long. Even though it's obviously going up, it's just hard for me to go long when you're this close to like where I feel like resistance should happen. And I don't know. I don't mind missing this. Gilbert says TUI, trading under the influence. I personally never gotten drunk in my life. I don't think I would like the feeling either. I don't like that rule, to be honest, because what if you're like a swing trader and you just happen to get like one good swing, and then you have some bad days, some red days, and really that swing trade is what's keeping you green for the month. It's like that to me seems like a weird rule to have, like 30%, like, because some traders, like, they kind of like wait for a good setup and they just kind of like make a lot of money on like one good setup that they've been waiting for. I personally don't know if that's a real rule. If someone can verify with Apex if that's in there, then I would like to know. But I don't think, I've never heard of that rule, nor do I ever feel like it was enforced. Did someone say it's actually part of Apex? Yeah, Casey says Apex. I don't know. Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know. I personally don't think they've ever enforced it. That's like to be honest, I think let's just say like you make two trades, let's say like you make like $1,000 even if you make $2,000, let's just say you make like $1,000 a month on one account, which is like kind of reasonable, I guess. You know, it's like $50 a day, and you have one trade that made like, you know, $500. But along the way up to the $1,000 a month, like you have some red days, some green days. Like that to me is a little, I don't know. I don't like that rule if that is really there. I guess they put it in there just in case to protect themselves. Like they probably can pay you out, but they want to protect themselves to say like if they see like, you know, someone doing the sketchy stuff where basically they just put it all in for one trade and just see what happens, then obviously they're gonna be like, well, here's a rule here that you've signed. You know, they want to kind of have like, I guess, their backs covered. Can you? Oh, I guess you can't put the link here, huh? I'm seeing. I actually personally don't think they enforce that rule, because I've definitely had months where like one trade would have made a lot of money, but my other trades definitely, you know, if like sometimes like I have a trade that makes $1,000. Okay. I guess they have it in their contract, but I don't think I've ever seen them enforce it. But if you do sign up for them, just know that they have the ability to enforce it. So just be aware. But I don't think they've ever enforced it, at least for me. And I definitely had some big trades. I just think that it's like to cover their butts, but I think if they see you're consistently trading, because like just like, you know, in anything you do, it's like you have some good days, some bad days, and you know, net at the end of the month you might be up like $1,000, maybe $2,000. And if that's the case, that means like you can't even have a trade that makes you $1,000. You can't have one trade that makes you $1,000. Oh, it's new. Okay, it must be new then. I don't know. I'm curious if they're gonna enforce that, because to me that feels a little. I don't know. Maybe because with the new rules, they have to create some stuff to protect themselves. I personally think it makes sense though to try to protect themselves, but I don't know if that, like for me, it's like maybe they're just saying then like you should wait longer to withdraw money, because like even though you can pull out, you know, twice a month, like if you have like one trade, I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like, you know, that means like you just trade longer and have to get your account balance up high enough where you can overcome, like you basically create your own limit to yourself if you get into a nasty, like amazing trade, and you have to kind of like beat your own score, you know, make up that, you know, whatever, like 300% of that trade in total profit before you withdraw, kind of sense. All right, we have a second entry long. At least we have two pullbacks here. And like I mentioned, like we are at the top grinding on the top of these channels here. And to me, I can't go long when we're grinding like this. It's very difficult for me to find myself to feel confident to go long here. But we do have this channel. We're just coming right into the top of this. It's very difficult for me just to go long. Even with a good signal bar here. I mean, it's almost like one of those days where every second entry long will probably work out for you. But I gotta have some dignity here. I can't just go long here just because we're in an uptrend. Like, I have to consider the fact that we have these channels and to make use of them. You know, what's the point of drawing these channels if you're not going to use it for information? And to me, this is just a little too close to the top of these channels to go long. Signal bar doesn't even look promising here, and we're closing beneath the 20 EMA now. We can have a slight pullback here. Doesn't mean that we don't have an uptrend day today, but we can have a slight pullback. I mean, we have plenty of room back down to the bottom of this channel here, as you can see, that we've pretty much been in for most of the day. And amazing that we broke beneath it and we broke above it, undershoot to overshoot. Incredible. This is very rare. This is like not a very common occurrence. But very strong bull day today. Bull trend day today. Donald Smith has some vendetta against the market. I mean, I understand they need to protect themselves. Obviously, they're loosening up some rules, so they need to tighten up some other ones. So if they're loosening up like withdrawal rules, which is like was there to protect them, you know, if they're gonna loose those, like they have to create some sort of rule to find, you know, some consistency. All right, we got second entry long here, pandas. Like I mentioned, we were bouncing off the top of these channels, and like I said, it could be one of those days where every second entry long just works. But for me, I just, you know, I have some dignity here where I can't just go long here just because we're bouncing off the top. You know, we actually are bouncing off the bottom of this channel here. And also, I mean, small risk, 2-point risk, maybe worth taking. You end up scalping out there. Amazing. Second entry long. It's just, I didn't like the top of these channels. The fact that we were bouncing off of it, overshoot, kind of come back in. Made me feel like we could have trap trade and come back to the bottom of this. In sense, if it did happen, then I have no one to blame but myself for entering in that trade. And I mean, it could still happen. We could still break beneath here and come, you know, have a deeper pullback. It's just to me, it's a little difficult for me to go long, right? The fact that, you know, we're bouncing off the top of two channels here, right? The shorter term one and the larger term one. So difficult for me to just go long there. Even though you do scalp out, doesn't necessarily mean it's a good trade. In a sense, it's okay. It's not as bad because you do have small risk here, right? This is a small signal bar, so the risk was small. I've been worth it for some people to go long there. My opinion, I just sit on my pause and wait for a better setup. We're at 98 likes. Not even close to 200. Pandas. I'm honestly a little embarrassed for you guys. Like, how can you guys call yourselves panda supporters? I mean, not even, we weren't even halfway there. I feel embarrassed. Embarrassed for you guys. I don't like this trap. I'm not looking for anything short, but it makes sense to me that we have a small pullback here because the 5-minute chart, we're just way too far away from 20 MA here. But I will never go short on the 5-minute chart unless we have 2 legs down at least, right? We need at least 2 legs down. Like, I can't go on the first pullback. Like, I need a second pullback. The problem with that is that you essentially create yourself a second entry long, but that's way more reliable than just going short here. The best trade to take obviously is a trap if you want to go short ever here. You know, if we do something like this, that's a better trade, but will the market give it to us? Probably not. Do I want to go short here on the 2000 tick? I mean, I don't have any eyes on shorts. I don't know if this is even a good one. If anything, this is creating a higher low second entry long. Right, failed trap, right? This try to trap, but it looks like the trap's about to fail here. We're just so, like, extended. Like we're basically at the top of this channels, and hard for me to go long just into the top of the channels. Just as long as we're in this area, it's just hard for me to go long. If I'm to be frank. I can't go long here, Panda. I just cannot. I'm curious what you guys will do. Will you guys take this long? Give me a 1 in chat if you would take this long trade here. Give me a 2 if you skip it. Give me a 3 if you'll let this long trigger and take the trap to the short side. It will be a fourth push down, creating an H4 setup. But in a sense, you're looking for a new low still. Give me a 1 if you take the second entry long. Give me a 2 if you would skip it. Right, in a sense, looking for a new low still. Okay, it doesn't even trigger the second entry long, so in a sense, you're not even tempted. It might come back up. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, my trigger here, pandas. Second entry long, good signal bar, triggers, higher low, 1, 2, 3, 4 quad, micro quad bottom.
10,000 tick trap.
Trap on 10,000 tick chart, incredible. Every second entry long so far has like been beautiful for a scalp. Is this one gonna fail? This one looks good, right? Good signal bar, some good follow through here. One more tick to get a perfect scalp. 2 more ticks to get an absolute scalp. Absolute scalp, incredible, pandas. It's incredible. Like, you're just grinding near all the top of these channels here, and the market says we do not care. We are so confident we're just gonna enter long here, and you got rewarded for those who you know, fortune favors the brave, obviously. So I mean, FTX, come on. If you're brave enough, all that fortune. Jeez, pandas. That second entry long. I was actually tempted because of, you know, the risk was not that large. Again, I just like don't like the context. We were so close to the top of these channels. In a sense, I've been in this situation before and I've been burned. Let's just say that. And all those memories have, you know, flooded back into my mind. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it's gonna happen again if I just go long here. When will I learn? When will I learn not to go long at the top of these channels? And you know, you have these false positives that happen that you're like, oh, maybe it's not too bad to go long at the top of these channels anymore. Maybe it's actually a good idea if the trend is strong enough. No, actually at the end, it's actually not a good trade to still enter, in my opinion. So it is what it is. All right, pandas. Thanks for joining. I know it's been a while since I've streamed, so I really do appreciate you guys jumping on and eagerly awaiting my return. And I, you know, as eager as you guys were, I too was anticipating it, and yeah, well, it was eager to come back to you guys. So pandas, with that being said, we're gonna end this year strong. Let me see what happens near Friday. Is the market open on Friday? The markets are Christmas 23rd to the 27th. Says trading times data affected. Download existing files. Okay, so I gotta download a file, which is the worst. Make me download an actual file here. jeez. All right, 1 second. I didn't know I actually had to do some encryption and decryption here. 1 second, as I. All right, what is the Christmas schedule like? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 1 second, pandas. Oh my goodness. What am I looking at? Why is it so difficult? Okay. 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 I think I found something. I think I found it. The ES, the trade date, Friday 23rd. It will be closed at 16 o'clock. So Friday is actually regular trading hours. It's not affected on it's not affected on Friday. And let me show you guys what I'm looking at. Actually, let me just throw this to you guys. Here's a link. Go ahead and look at it. If you want to know the trading hours, regular trading hours on Friday, but I believe it's observed, Christmas is observed on Monday. Actually the worst website ever. What? Sorry, Panda. This is the first time I ever used a computer. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, Monday is just closed. Straight up. Closed. Monday. And it reopens at 6 o'clock Eastern Time on Monday, I believe. Yep. Sorry that took forever. But Pandas, Friday, we are going and rock and rolling till Friday. And break on Monday, obviously, because of Christmas. And I think we're going to go into the new year. All right, Pandas. Thanks for joining. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. 9 o'clock for the pre-market show. 9:15 for the mainstream. And as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.